What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Smackdown Recap Show. I am the OGFigKid, Thomas Montalto.
And it is now time to turn your attention to Anthony of the Titantron. Tom, how are you doing?
I'm good. I am good. I am, what a night of wrestling. We got we got the card set up by SmackDown, and then we get Rampage. But now we're here to talk about SmackDown. And I'll tell you, it was a pretty solid show tonight. Much better than last week. I feel like they rebounded after that crap of whatever that was last week. SmackDown is not usually as bad as it was.
Yeah.
We have people joining us. What's up, Tyson? Welcome back.
Tyson. Thank you. Fabulous. Austin.
I feel like it's been so long since I've seen you guys.
It's been so long since I've seen. I wasn't on any of the shows this past week, so I'm finally invading the Tavern to talk about my favorite show.
Speak a little. Oh wait. I'm just kidding, young Anthony. I kid. But man, let's get right into it. Let's talk about that promo, because that was one of the best promos going back and forth I've seen on WWE in a long time, and it wasn't PG. It
definitely
totally wasn't PG. I loved it. What'd you think about it?
Oh, I mean, I've been mentioning it ever since this whole Cena and Roman stuff started. The callbacks to the 2017 feud. It was such a great feud, but it was for, what was it, Battleground? Some random pay-per-view.
Was it great?
The promo wars and the rivalry, that was great, but the match itself, I don't even remember it happening.
Yeah.
But it's basically like we're taking what we got in 2017 and now we're putting it towards like a marquee match for SummerSlam. So I mean, the promo tonight was just like, I was a little bit like underwhelmed on like the rivalry so far, but like if you're not hyped for Roman and Cena now, I don't know what else they're gonna do. Because it was like 15 minutes of just straight shooting the two of them.
That was awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I liked. Obviously, I was more for Cena in this whole rivalry kind of promo war. I feel like Roman fell flat a little bit. I mean, he was kind of relying on the missionary jokes, Nikki Bella. I can't stop hearing. We got to stop with the Nikki Bella jokes.
I have no problem with the Nikki Bella joke.
But everyone does it. It's like Miz did it. I hear it all the time whenever someone tries to cut a good promo on Cena. It's like, oh, Nikki Bella. Like I get it, but it popped me though.
But I love the way Cena played it off. And what about the fact that tonight twice they mentioned Dean Ambrose and then they show him?
Yeah.
How crazy was that? Expecting that.
That was mind blowing. Once I heard the Shield, I was like, interesting. Then he said Seth Rollins. I was like, wait. Yeah. And then he said Dean Ambrose, and I was like,
Dean Ambrose running. Was friggin'. This is what I love. This is when wrestling gets good for me.
Yeah,
and Christian too. That's right.
They did.
Good point, Nick.
I mean, I feel like there were all these little AEW nods tonight. We got Dean Ambrose, we got Christian. And I mean, how could you not bring up, I'm going to win the championship. I'm going to jump the barricade and I'll even blow you a kiss from the crowd.
Yeah.
If there was ever a time for the crowd to chant for Punk, it was then. And I don't think anyone got that reference in the crowd.
Yeah, that's a great point. That's an excellent point. Now, tonight's actually the first time, and I'm wondering what the people watching think and what you think. So you guys can answer this too. Tonight's the first time I almost believe Cena has a shot at winning.
I mean, with taking into consideration what's happened, this last week of former 16-time champion getting released and a petty Vince McMahon in Gorilla, but taking into consideration this promo tonight. Fuck, man, he could do it. I wouldn't be surprised, because you also have to take into consideration they're bringing Cena back after the summer. He's going to be at the MSG show. At least he's being promoted for it. Now, I don't know if that's going to be a dark match or something, but he's going to be at that show. So they could put the title on him for a little bit just to break the record. And I mean, honestly, I wouldn't be opposed to it. I love what they're doing with Roman. As long as they protect him in defeat, I wouldn't be opposed to seeing Cena around for a little bit longer.
I'll tell you why I would like it. Only because I don't want to see Cena fed to Roman again. That happened at the Battleground pay-per-view.
Yes.
And it just made no sense to bring him back and just to feed him to him again. I'm like, okay, we already saw this.
And it would be even worse here because it would be predictable. Like everyone's expecting Roman to win.
Right.
But
so
now if you
wins,
have
think about it if he wins.
Exactly.
So I mean, good open like that. If you're gonna start a show with the promo, to me, that's the type of promo it has to be.
And it got the crowd hot. Like the crowd was on fire for like at least the next hour, just based on that energy alone from that promo, which I loved.
I'm reading my notes and I'm seeing Brian Hebner referee, so I'm on the wrong show. Had to switch over. Okay, so finally, I'm ecstatic that we no longer have to see Apollo Crews as the Intercontinental Champion. I think we're not going to see him on TV for a while. I hope maybe. Oh, wait, let's go back. Austin saying something.
Oh, we got some comments.
Cena really sold the matchup. He made a great point. He literally has nothing to lose. The trivia part of Cena's promo was awesome about who did John Cena beat to become the 17-time champion. I agree 100%, Austin. I'm calling for Cena winning. So maybe Cena has a shot. Like, I thought it was going to be end of the summer thing. And Cena said in another promo, or I think it was a promo where he came out and said, listen, when I win the title, I'm going to stick around and defend it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's going to be fun to see. It's going to be fun to see. But yes, Nakamura, new Intercontinental Champion. I love the guy, but can we please, I say it every single week, can he get rid of Boogs? Can he just go somewhere else? Like, even if he's doing his own thing, I just don't want to see him with Nakamura. It ruins Nakamura for me.
Well, what have I been saying this entire time? I knew it right from the jump.
I don't listen to you.
Oh, well, kidding. I don't listen to myself either sometimes. But yeah, what have I been saying for the jump? Right when they brought in Boogs, I was like, they are giving him the title. Once they, that first show back with fans, they had that 6-man match, and Nakamura was getting huge reactions. Everything with McAfee, Vince loves that. So it was the perfect time to put the title on him. It's a little weird how they just completely they've just shut out Apollo, and I'm sure you're a big fan of that, but they've completely just I don't want to say buried Apollo, but last week he loses in 2 minutes. This week he doesn't even get his name called out in the entrances, and then he loses clean.
Here's my problem with Apollo. The gimmick doesn't work because you can't have a guy who had the gimmick he did come in and all of a sudden you give him an accent and all of a sudden he's from Nigeria. If he came up like that, it would be totally different. But because of the way they did it, I hated it.
Yeah, you're definitely right.
So that's the part that really bothered me and why I never bought into this whole Apollo thing. I was enjoying, Apollo would have been awesome in the Hurt Business. You would have had 2 monsters in the Hurt Business if you would have had him join that instead of doing this crop. But anyway, and back to Nakamura, I'm so happy to see him win the Intercontinental title. I never understood the whole heel change when he became a heel, when he was so over. I remember him winning that Rumble was amazing. They gave the fans what they wanted, and only for Vince McMahon to take it away at WrestleMania.
Oh, it was such an unbelievable. I've been a Nakamura fan since I saw his match with Kota Ibushi for Wrestle Kingdom 9, and I've just been a huge fan of his ever since. And he was on fire for that Royal Rumble win, and then they turn him heel, and I'm expecting him to win the title off of that heel turn, and they just never do it. And then they stick him with Sami Zayn. He loses his theme song, and it's just, if we got this Nakamura for besides Boogs and all that stuff, but if we got face Nakamura for as long as he's been around, he would be one of the more prominent stars in the WWE right now.
100%.
If they booked him right, and that's always a thing with WWE, is if they booked him right. But if they did, he would be one of the top guys right now. And I'm glad that he has at least the Intercontinental title to show for it.
I just wish the Intercontinental title, we talked about this on the Rampage show a little bit. I wish that it meant more like it did years ago, kind of like the TNT title means more. It's
Absolutely.
just, and it's just too many titles in that company, and I cannot stand seeing all the titles there. So the next, we got Street Profits against the Alpha Academy. Solid match,
I mean, it's weird because it was a fine match, but I just can't get into the Alpha Academy. It's just not good right there. It's weird because SmackDown has a solid tag team division on paper, but I can't buy into these teams. They have the Dirty Dogs, they have Street Profits, Alpha Academy, but they're just Alpha Academy is just not doing it for me. I keep saying they need one more guy. to make it like an academy and not just a 2-man group. If you could
and
bring
even
in
if,
some,
I don't. It won't even be interesting. I can't imagine who they could add to that group that would make it interesting.
you could add in like Shelton Benjamin. I mean, it wouldn't make them a main event team or anything, but at least you have Otis that can go for the singles title, and now you have Gable and Benjamin tagging up again.
Every week I look at Otis and he reminds me of somebody, and I can't figure out who.
Pee-wee's Big Adventure. The bad guy in Pee-wee's Big Adventure. I forget his name.
I never saw that, but was he in anything else?
I'm not sure, but I just remember
him and he looks like a cartoon character, or like maybe like I've seen this guy that you're talking about somewhere else. I'm like, I know this guy from somewhere.
It looks like a Chris Farley or something.
Oh my god, 100%. They that's why FTR left. They don't know how to book tag teams anymore. It's sad.
Absolutely.
The Viking Raiders are an amazing tag team, but you wouldn't know it by watching them in WWE.
Mm-hmm.
So, just for an example, if you go back and watch some matches of theirs in NXT, you'll see it.
The War Raiders or the War Machine.
They had that one fabulous match. I mean, they had many fabulous matches, but when they came up to the main roster, and then they had the whole Smackdown Survivor Series with NXT, and they sent the War Raiders back down, and they had a match down there. It was so much better than anything they did on the main roster. And it was the same thing with FTR. They went down. I think they fought Cole and Gargano. Not Cole and Gargano. Gargano and Ciampa.
Right. WWE has the teams. It's just they don't know how to book them. Raw right now.
They stripped down and just make every wrestler as generic. They don't let the Viking Raiders be as dominant as they can be. And they do that. They did that with FTR. They did that with so many other people. Yeah. Like if they let these guys, who knows what these tag teams could be if they let them be. Like Vince McMahon has this vision of not letting them be great, and I don't know why.
Every team just feels the same in booking. Like you need characters for your tag teams. And I feel like, the Viking Raiders could be a great character team, but they just don't capitalize on that. I mean,
it's kind of like what they say, WWE is becoming Disney on Ice. It really is what the tag teams are. It's what they've done to the War Raiders. It's what they do to everyone.
Yeah, man.
So we got Seth Rollins next. Guy is gold right now. Well,
absolutely.
I love the fact that he's heel. This Seth Rollins is my favorite Seth Rollins.
Oh yeah, he's doing some of the best work that I've, at least in WWE. I haven't really followed a lot of his ROH days, but easily some of the best work that he's done. It's just, you compare it to what he was doing when he was like a Universal Champion going against The Fiend, and now it feels like a completely different Rollins.
Really, what ruined him was the teaming with Becky.
Oh, that was the pinpoint moment where
it, really
it just fell off.
Yeah, Jason Jordan is greater than Chad Gable. I mean, I think Chad Gable could be. I mean, I think Chad Gable could be very good in the ring if they let him be what he could be.
Mm-hmm. Intercontinental champion written all over him.
I think he could be a very solid worker. I think he could be, work very much like a Gargano and, Kurt Angle and those type of guys. So he's given a shot.
He was in that match with Corbin for the King of the Ring. I thought he was going to get it.
Yeah, I remember that. That's right.
They just don't pull the trigger on guys like him. I will never understand why.
Because they don't fit Vince McMahon's style of what size they should be.
They're not under 30. They're not big. They're not.
Well, I mean, I don't think the 30 thing matters as much because you got Bobby Lashley, who's 45, and he's.
Yeah, you also have his challenger for SummerSlam, but I won't go into that for your sake.
Yeah. So we go on to we have the Mysterios against Ziggler and Rude. I won't even call them their stupid tag team name because I think it's so stupid. It's like, let's just give them a name.
Dirty Dogs. Well, I told you last week, they're still not wearing their merch.
Tyson's still firing at Hawk, and he's not even here. I love it. Tyson, you just keep bringing it, man. I love it. You're getting them hot. Yeah, like I don't know. I'm honestly like I'm gonna get some heat for this. I've never been a fan of the Mysterios. I haven't really even been a huge Rey Mysterio fan. Wow, I'm not taking away what he does in a ring. I think he's enjoyable. I don't know.
I mean, I've always
drink a little bit of the Vince Kool-Aid with. So I don't know. But I mean, I'm not saying he's not a great worker. I popped when he won the belt because I thought that was cool.
Right.
I'm just not the biggest Rey fan.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I mean, the whole pairing with Dom and Rey has been like. It's been just forced for me, and it feels like it should be natural.
I watch SmackDown every week with my wife, and when he comes out on Dom's back, she yells every week. Like, why is he on his farthest back? What is that?
Absolutely.
And it's so dumb.
It's just, it feels forced. I don't know where they're going with this because it feels weird because I feel like they're going somewhere in the route of like breaking them up, because now you're starting to see like, the backstage segments of like Ray trying to talk some sense into him, and Dom's kind of like, just wants to go at the Usos and everything. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like they're going with like a story with this, and I don't care because it's ever since the start, even when like Aaliyah was in and everything, it was just such a forced story.
Aaliyah, hot take. Aaliyah was my favorite Mysterio.
I'm personally what's the wife's name? Angie. I'm an Angie fan personally, but
wow, so you want a cougar. Anyway, moving on.
Only on the SmackDown review, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, that's right. I mean, who has better chemistry than me and Anthony? You tell me that.
Ain't no other. Hey, we're your mama's favorite podcast duo. I keep saying it.
Then watch out. You better keep your mama locked up when Anthony's around.
Angie, hey, Ray, watch your girl.
Oh boy. We get Baron Corbin, and is this finally the end of that? Like, where is this going now? Like, at least it was interesting. He winds up with a match with Kevin Owens, and if he can win, he gets $1,000. If he doesn't win, he can't be begging people for money anymore. Kevin Owens winds up winning, thank God. And what's going to happen now? Like, I'm kind of curious to see. Do I love this? No, I have a little bit of curiosity though.
Yeah. I wasn't into this match at all. I mean, like, I figured this was going to be like a short little thing to kind of Dirty Dog. And I'll wear the T-shirt, unlike Dolph and Rude, that they complain about not having merch and they don't wear their T-shirt. I'll wear Dirty Dog's T-shirt. But nevertheless,
do you have one?
I'll get one.
Oh,
you know, I'll support the Dirty Dogs. Why not? I wasn't into this match. I feel like this was the low point of. I felt like this should have been a shorter match just to get it over with. It felt like a time killer for me. I mean, I wasn't really invested. I wasn't really tuning into it. You would have to let me know if it was a good match or not. But
I thought it was a good match. And Austin and you guys, let me know what you think. But I enjoyed it. But I like anything Kevin Owens does.
Oh yeah, no, Kevin Owens is great.
Surprisingly for Baron Corbin, I enjoyed the match because I'm not the biggest fan of Baron Corbin.
Yeah, so. I mean, I would have to go back and watch it just because, like I said, I was expecting something shorter just because I feel like this Corbin thing is kind of like, you're getting shorter matches with him. Like the Finn Balor match was only like a few minutes, but I would have to go back and check it out. I think the more important part is, like
Thank
you said,
you, Fabulous Disaster.
There you are. But yeah, like Tyson said in that comment right there, I think the biggest part of you're asking where we go from here, Corbin stole that Money in the Bank contract. So now it gets you thinking, is he going to like play into SummerSlam? And are we going to get like a little tease of Corbin tries to cash in the Money in the Bank now that he stole Big E's contract?
Was that tonight?
That was tonight.
How did I miss that?
Hey, man.
When did this happen?
You didn't see. It was, I think someone was interviewing Corbin. He was like, they were like, where do you go from here? And then Corbin like didn't give an answer. He saw Big E. He stole his briefcase and he runs off with it. And now Corbin is in possession of Money in the Bank, I guess.
How did I miss that? This was after the match for KO?
Yeah, right after the match, right after I think they came back from commercial or whatever.
I failed doing my SmackDown recap.
I think you were still on. You were anxiously awaiting for Rampage. You were blinded by your enthusiasm.
KO is always great. I don't know how I feel about the Money in the Bank robbery. Anytime Corbin is around that thing, I just get bad memories from when he won it. It's an excellent point. We don't need to see him with it again.
I get even worse memories of how he lost it too. Probably one of the worst I've ever seen of him losing to. That was very bad.
Although I was happy to see him not cash in and win. So
I mean, you look at who the champion was at that point, the modern day Maharaja. I think anyone would have been better than him.
Yeah, I guess that's true too. So what was? I can't believe I missed that. How did I miss that?
It was a quick one. Even
when you sit there, when I sit there watching, like with my wife and my dog, and all my dog is doing is dropping his toy at my feet the whole show. It's like, can I watch the show? And I love my puppy. He's 11 months old, but all he wants to do is play.
Nice.
And he's happy, and he makes me happy. So I was too busy being a bad influence. It's because I made Austin order another arena tonight. I just wanted to make sure we were one closer to the apron.
Oh, hey, congratulations! We're like past Doink now at this point, aren't we?
Dude, we got the aprons.
Unbelievable.
We got everything. We unlocked everything today.
That's insane.
Like, let's just talk about it for a minute. We won't go too much on because I could sit here and talk about it all night.
Yeah, we can kill some time. We're only at 20 minutes. We can go on.
I made a post yesterday about it on the Major Wrestling Figure podcast group, making my prediction. I said I think it's going to do really well today. I said then tomorrow it's going to take off, and if it hits 5,000 by early in the day, we're going to hit Doink. And exactly what I said happened. We surpassed it and hit the aprons. We got everything.
I remember you saying that, and I was like, Are you really going to get like that many buys in one day? And like that surpassed what I think the last time I looked was before SmackDown. And then I heard about.
I wouldn't mind more tiers. I wouldn't mind something else.
Yeah, I mean,
if it goes up anymore, is it going to be at a standstill now? I mean, the Macho Man certainly helped. Mattel, like the guys at Mattel, bravo to all of them. They came on our shows. They did so many other people's shows. They put their own time into it. They were done with work when they did all that.
Well, I was nervous once they hit the first 5,000. I thought it was going to slow down a little bit because you figure.
You know why I wasn't? There were a lot of people who said they're not ordering it until it got to 5,000.
Oh, until they get Doink.
And then there are other people. Well, no, even just to the 5,000 that they know they're getting something. And then there are other people saying, I'm not going to order it until I know that Doink is around.
That's a good point.
I know. It was fun, Austin, wasn't it? I sat there just refreshing my phone all day. Anthony, this question's for you.
I did not. I'm not a collector. Like I said, I had to give up my Cena figure the other day on Fig Night because I'm not a collector. But
you're part of the show. You can't come in being part of the show claiming our prizes.
Hey, listen, I'm a guest. I feel like the next giveaway. Okay, if I'm that first person,
you are part of the Turnbuckle Tavern family. You're not allowed to drink
family members help each other out, getting back in the collecting vibe. You know what I mean? But no, I did not get the ring. 250
Let me ask you, were you tempted at all?
I was, because of watching Fig Night and watching Fig Friday and seeing even like the Sam Roberts interview. I was like, damn it. I feel like I should get it, but I want to, I'm maybe depending on what the next, Ultimate Edition, whatever it is, crowdfunded thing. If it's a SmackDown Fist? I keep saying it. If it's the SmackDown Fist, it could be $500. I will get it because
you know what sucks? You won't have a ring to go with it.
You're right. You are right. I have my Punjabi prison ring that I could. It's basically the size of the ring, so I'll be fine.
But I got 4, Anthony. 4.
Hey man, 4. You could always swing me one for half the price. I could get you some Titantron merch to.
Wait, did you say double the price?
Half the price. Half the price.
I bought it to flip. You think I'm gonna sell? I might even just hold on to it.
That's one of the reasons why I wanted to get one. Was just I'm not a collector. I would flip. I would probably flip it.
There we go. We got a deal for you right here. Austin's willing to give his up.
10,000. The best I could do you is a Dirty Dogs T-shirt and some new Titantron merch, brand new Titantron merch, I should say.
Awesome, fabulous, awesome. Yeah, I had 3. And then I went in and got a 4th today. I used Affirm, so I didn't have to pay for it all at once.
I see.
I love Affirm. I should be getting some endorsements. I'm plugging them here. They should pay me. Let me miss my next month's payment for my wife's computer. So next we have Britt versus Red Velvet. Oh, wrong.
Oh, shit. I wish.
How did my AEW stuff wind up here? Oh, we go right to the contract signing now, right?
Oh,
that was Britt. Did I miss anything?
No, I think that was basically it.
Britt, yeah, because you know what, the opening segment went really long. Not that I'm complaining, because it was done well, but we get the contract signing, and dude, like, where is Liv Morgan and Tony Storm?
It's almost ridiculous at this point.
That we'll only see in those 4 at this time, like with no noggin. Knox or
Knox and noggin.
Where's noggin? Something's wrong with my noggin.
Oh man. Look, I gotta rant a little bit because
Go ahead.
the booking of this segment was just mind blowing. Of how Carmella and Zelina Vega. You had not just let's focus on Zelina Vega, okay?
Yeah.
Last week,
focus on her.
Last week, back on topic. Last week, she comes out and she wants a title match, whatever. Yeah. And she can go through Sasha, whoever she wants that title match. She gets the contenders match last week, which she loses. Okay, Carmella has feuded with Sasha Banks in the past, multiple matches. Shotzi and Knox, there you are. Tegan Knox, she got her first name back. Not the same for Sachi, but whatever. Carmella, Shotzi, it's a tongue twister. Noggin. Yeah.
Those guys from Brooklyn,
we talk fast. Carmella, okay, multiple matches with Sasha Banks. Wanted to challenge for the title, whatever. You mean to tell me, without any explanation, Sasha all of a sudden has Carmella and Zelina Vega just on her side?
Out of nowhere, RKO.
Like, I understand like a surprise, but could you give me something to say like, okay, the seed was planted here? It was last week. Wasn't Zelina like bad mouthing Sasha when they were doing that whole promo? And now we're here and it's just, here it is. And Carmella was completely out of the picture. They were in a tag team match and all of a sudden they're all together.
And did you expect, like, I'm expecting Liv Morgan and Toni Storm to come down and back up Bianca and nothing?
Yeah, that would have been a perfect situation because you have, Liv and Zelina in there. And wouldn't it make more sense for them to be even more against Sasha, that Sasha comes back and she's immediately first in line? Meanwhile, Zelina and Carmella have been, getting matches and trying to work their way to a championship. And now they're aligning with Sasha. Like,
here's the problem. And again, I love WWE. I'm a WWE fanboy. I grew up with it. You said the word sense when talking about WWE, and a lot of what they do, they don't sit down and think it out like AEW does. And I think that's that's why I've fallen in love with AEW, because everything makes sense. Like,
I was watching tonight for AEW, and it's just AEW is a show that just doesn't. Honestly, with the way they're going, I wouldn't be surprised with that. AEW is a show that doesn't like test your intelligence or whatever. It doesn't make you feel stupid. I feel like there are so many times, on Raw. I don't want to talk about Raw for too much, but Dewdrop with the doll with the wink. Yeah. Like, come on, you're a woman wrestler, a big woman wrestler, and you're scared of a doll. Like, how are you going to expect me to buy into that? Meanwhile, you have a great show on Rampage tonight of someone who I can buy into, like Fuego, he's been built up for a while now, of a believable character. That's something I can buy into. And I think that's what, like you said, it's just a huge problem with WWE right now, is that I can't buy into anything and believe it. There's no believability.
And I think that's all Vince. Vince doesn't respect the fans or think they're smart. So that's why I think he does that shit.
Absolutely. When was the last time that you could actually like believe in a storyline for WWE? For me, it was like probably Kofi Mania. But like, you get that every once in a while because
the Kofi one was kind of cool. I love the especially when his matches with Randy Orton and they would call him back to that and shit.
Yes,
like to their feud. So yeah, like again, the great Vince Russo said, when there's reality in storylines, it makes it better. Like, and when you call back to that stuff,
and it's like, also
made no sense. I'm trying to think who they could have brought out to back up Sasha, but like, first of all, it wasn't
Toni Storm and Liv Morgan.
I need to back up. Like, she didn't need backup Sasha. She didn't need it. It didn't make sense. Like, why did I guess Carmella? Okay, I guess I'm making a little bit of sense out of it now, because I guess Bianca has beaten Zelina and Carmella the last month. So I guess if you want to look at it that way, maybe that's why. So we're gonna have 3 people who can't beat Bianca coming after her. I don't know. Yeah. Tyson, I agree with Tyson here. We're just gonna call her Piper. That other name doesn't exist. Dewdrop. How did the frig did they even come up with Dewdrop?
Where are they going with that storyline, man?
Honestly, it doesn't seem like they're going anywhere anymore.
It really doesn't seem like we're going anywhere with WWE in its entirety. The only way we're going is possibly a sell. That's That's where I'm seeing. That's where we're going. Selling.
So if they sell, let's say they do sell. Let's talk about this.
Mm-hmm.
Depending on who they sell to, I think it could be good for the company. Depending on who they bring in to run it.
Oh yeah. I mean, who would you see would be a good, sell?
I mean, I think Fox would be better than Disney.
Yes, I think Fox would be better than NBC.
Fox would be more probably. I mean, NBC would be better than Disney though, but Fox would probably be better than them all because
Fox is under the Disney umbrella though, aren't they?
Maybe that sounds familiar, but Fox would kind of make it more sports like
Yes.
If you watch SmackDown and you watch Raw SmackDown, even the broadcast has a little more of a sports like feel.
Yeah, definitely.
So that's why I would say Fox would be the best. I mean, but the thing is, who they bring it? Is Vince going to stay on? Is it going to be a Dana White type thing, or is it going to be Triple H? It's
definitely not Triple H. After everything with everything that's been going on, you hear. I mean, again, rumors at the end of the day, and this was a Dave Meltzer rumor, so you definitely have to take this one with a grain of salt. But apparently there was heat with Triple H of losing the war, and now a lot of the backers of WWE or whatever don't have faith in Triple H, and Vince is kind of taking that to heart to kind of you could see it now with NXT with everything. If the rumors are true about them wanting to scale back NXT to developmental, and I guess that all falls on Triple H's fault or whatever.
It's not Triple H's fault when they go to USA Network and Vince starts dabbling in it and ruining it.
Oh, absolutely.
If Triple H would have been allowed to do what he wanted to do, it probably would have been better.
There were two things that have led to the downfall of NXT. One, and I came up with this because I did I was with Circle Debate yesterday, and literally came to mind. One was when Vince made that trip to the Performance Center and he just scouted NXT.
Yeah.
And two was when Johnny Ace got back into position as head of talent relations, because he was off for a while. I think someone else was at the head of talent relations.
Yeah.
Isn't it just a little confusing how right when he got back in, all of these releases started happening in bulk? I don't know, just something to think about. But that's how I see it, at least.
I think that's more Nick Khan and.
I think it's all of them. I think it's the three of them, really. But
and the bottom line is, at the end of the day, I've said this before, I'll say it again. If somebody's name comes across the desk that Vince doesn't want to get released, they're not getting released. And you heard what I don't know if you listened, but Malachi Black said is when Laurinaitis called him up, he was like, I don't understand this one. I really don't understand this one. So I don't really think it's him as much either wanting to do the release. Is the sale coming? Who's going to buy it? I don't know. We'll see. We love our WWE no matter what. What is this? Ooh, what is this? Oh, this is from Chad. Fox has launched on a streaming service. Wonder how WWE being on NBC's Peacock is going to fly with Fox. Trouble in paradise. Well, you know what's kind of weird though? I guess WWE is about 2 years into their SmackDown contract. I think it was a 5-year deal.
Yes.
And they're right into 6 months into the Peacock thing. So they're going to have to coexist for a little while unless there's a buyout of some sorts.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I mean, with the way that Peacock is looking with the network now, I'd rather Fox just take over, because they said that we were going to have everything by August, and we still barely have everything. And there's
by SummerSlam. It's not SummerSlam yet.
Oh, by SummerSlam. All right. They got a week. They got a week to impress me, but
they've been throwing up a lot more stuff lately too.
They have. They've been. They put up a lot of the documentaries, which I like, but the search engine is just completely
terrible.
You can't skip to certain matches.
Yeah.
Some of the feature they better do a lot in this next week, because Jesus Christ, it's bad.
Yeah. Wow. All right. Well, this was fun. Let's rate the show tonight, young Anthony. Let's see with your calculus equation
with my Steiner math. I've officially named it the Young Point System, the YPS, and I put my little I have a math emoji that I normally put next to it, but the Young Point System tonight has given me a rating. I'm going to give it, because I gave Dynamite tonight a 4. And I don't know if you saw my reasoning, but really it was just because, well, one, I don't like to give 5s. You know me. I don't like to give perfect ratings all the time, unlike some people to the left of me. But, I
didn't give anything a perfect rating.
A 4.7 is as perfect as almost perfect as you can get.
It's not perfect.
nevertheless,
again, like I said, when I rate something, I say, how could it be better?
Yeah, true. But for me personally, the 4 came in on just, I don't know who Jamie Hayter is. And that's just a personal thing. I don't know who she is. So
Okay,
to end,
honestly, I don't really remember her either, because back in the day, I would DVR AEW and watch it in all 5 minutes, because I would fast forward and I would just watch Jericho stuff. And then as I watch more, I got to know more and more people. So I watch more and more and more to the point where I don't miss it now.
You WWE Mark, why don't you go watch your old Jericho and Matt Hardy matches and get off of TNT, you old WWE stan.
So I didn't know really who she was either. However, it felt special. It felt like she was someone.
It did. I like that they presented her at the end of the show, because now it gets me invested in who she is, and I'll find out about her. A 4.5 for SmackDown tonight. Or I think you missed the Rampage rating. I think you need to put that one over there. But
Tyson, what did you rate Rampage? Weston's giving it a 4.
A 4 for so the Young Point system tonight has given it a 3. I will give it a 3 tonight because the first half hour, obviously, with Cena was great. Nakamura winning the title was big, but then it kind of it was a mishmash of the tag team stuff, and I didn't really get into the Corbin angle, and just the booking of the Sasha contract signing was just mind-blowingly horrendous in logical terms, which I know we can't apply that to WWE, but so I'll give it a 3. I think that's it was a fine show. The Seth promo did a lot to help it out. Obviously, the beginning segment did a lot. I think it's a trend now that I'm more invested in the segments on SmackDown than I am the matches. That's really what carries this Young Point system. But yes, the YPS has given it a 3 tonight.
So you know how Vince has his list of words he doesn't like being used on WWE?
Yes.
I'm going to give a list of words we're not allowed to use on the Smackdown recap show.
Go for
Logic.
Logic.
Sense. Thinking.
Goldberg.
All things that have nothing to do with WWE.
You got to add in Goldberg, the Young Point system, Steiner math. System. A 4 for... So that means...
You enjoyed Rampage more than...
Oh, no, he enjoyed SmackDown more than Rampage.
Okay,
interesting. Cool. I think he was more focused on... I think it was more focused on the rivalry tonight between himself and Hotch than he was either show, which I would give that a 5.
That was awesome. That was a 5.
I would give that a 5.
He came in here firing at Hawk, and Hawk wasn't even in here. It was awesome.
Yeah, man. I love it. I need to see that every Friday, more of that rivalry. But what are you giving it? What is your point system giving it?
Like I said, I thought it was a solid show, much improved over last week, more enjoyable. Dude, I feel like AEW is ruining WWE for me. I'll give you my rating, and then I'm gonna explain myself.
Okay.
I'm gonna give it tonight's show. Again, I'm calling it a solid show. I enjoyed it. 2.5. 2.5 stars.
That's fair.
But the thing is, with AEW for me, and Fabulous Disaster's giving it a 4.
We got a lot of 4s tonight. Oh man.
Wow. I'm gonna tell you, because when I watch AEW. Like, WWE seems too much like a presentation to me now. And maybe a year ago, I would have given this SmackDown a 4. But I love that special feel. Like, the things just feel more real in AEW. And I think that's ruining me for a WWE.
Oh, no, you're definitely right. I mean, like, I come on here every week and I say SmackDown was good, but it wasn't good as Dynamite. It's just little things like that. Like, we're starting to compare, but I think that's good to have like kind of competition to really show you like what the elite of wrestling is nowadays. And, it kind of shows you like, that there is some better stuff out there. And that's always, it's not a bad thing that, sometimes there are better SmackDowns than Dynamite. Sometimes there are, well, not sometimes, but there always are going to be Dynamites better than SmackDown. And I think it's just, there's that different shows that, like a lot of 4s in the chat tonight. And I love that. I love that.
I agree with you 100%, Austin. And I think because I've said that about WWE for a while. The camera work just sucks. The zooming in and out and the quick cuts, or when you're punching somebody and each punch it zooms in. Just stop. Give me that authentic camera work,
Yeah, I mean, the camera work in AEW is always great. Hawk was saying about the opening match had some bad camera work, but I didn't even catch that, to be honest with you.
Yeah, but who knows what Hawk was doing when he was watching that? So
good point. Good point.
I love Hawk. He cracks me up. I love him on the Tavern every week. I guess I do agree. WWE is overproduced. I'd like to see it get that more authentic wrestling sports like feel. I think those days are gone. I don't think we'll ever get that again.
No, definitely not.
Thankfully to the two Chads for turning me on to AEW. Honestly, I don't know if I would have been all in as much as I am with AEW as I am if it wasn't for them. Like I was watching it, I did record it, and I would fast forward through it. And then I just watched more and more and more and more and more and more, and I just fell in love with the show. So,
hey, I mean, I guess there's
and friggin' like I said, what I loved about Rampage tonight is it felt like an old school Saturday night's main event where everything was special. They had special interviews with Mark Henry in the middle, and getting to Christian in the back. That's the type of shit that was on Saturday night's main event that made it so awesome.
Right. I mean, hey, you're all in on AEW. I guess there's a revolution in the professional wrestling world. Haha.
Yeah, like I mean, I still WWE will always have a special place in my heart.
Oh,
I'm
same.
still gonna watch it every week. I'm not watching NXT. Like NXT, I used to watch that, and when I would DVR AEW, I just stopped watching NXT after a while because it just nothing hooked me that I needed to see it next.
I've turned off NXT. Like I was supporting it for a while when Joe came back, but it was like I can't do it anymore, especially with what's going to happen to it. I can't associate my older memories of NXT to this new NXT. It's heartbreaking.
I love a guy who's, what are you, 20?
19.
He's 19.
I'm in my teens.
He's still in his friggin' teens. He's never had a beer.
I haven't.
You're 19. Wait a minute. Time out. You've never even tasted beer?
I might be allergic to it, actually.
It tastes like piss water, that much I'll tell you. Yeah. I don't like beer either. Let me look this up. Let me see what was the main event of let's go SmackDown.
Oh, yes.
The week we were born.
I'm glad you remember.
What is your dude? This is like I remembered. I just made this up. Shut up. What is the date of your birthday?
February 8th.
February 8th. So that would be 2002.
So new segment. We're going to see what the SmackDown on the week of my birthday was. We talked about this off camera. We did the Raw the day of, and now we're gonna do the SmackDown. And I guess it's a pretty wild show.
Kayfabe, don't be giving this away. We're acting like this just happened.
Hey, we're breaking the fourth wall.
You're breaking the show.
Yeah. Well. Oh well.
Oh my God, young Anthony. This is why you're young.
Hey, this shows that we have great ideas that we bring to the table. How about that?
Just pretend like it's natural. You're not supposed to go announcing it. Oh my God.
Well, we're gonna do it anyways. So look it up. Let me know.
I like other drinks. I mean, actually, I do like the Broken Skull IPA. Like, I'm not a really big beer drinker, but for some reason, I like that beer.
I drink apple juice every now and then.
Out of a sippy cup.
Yeah. Out of my Toy Story mugs that I have.
Oh my God! So let's see what the main event was. Before we go off. So, what the card was? We had an intergender tag team match: Jazz and the Dudley Boys versus the Hardys and Lita. We have Big Show versus
What?
What are you saying? I don't know.
No, I'm mumbling. I'm Jazz.
Well, you're from Brooklyn, of course you mumble. Oh. You got the Big Show. He defeated William Regal. You had a hardcore title match. You had Maven defeat Goldust. You had Al Snow versus The Undertaker in a no contest. You had the WWE World Tag Team title match. Billy and Chuck defeated the APA. You had Booker T defeating Scotty 2 Hotty. And the tag team match, I guess this was the main event. You had Kane and Triple H defeat Chris Jericho and Kurt Angle. Oh, boy, was the WWE different back then.
A lot of matches. That's a ruthless aggression SmackDown if I've ever seen one.
Well, the Raw, like if we looked up the Raw, I had a feeling it would be even more different than that.
Yeah, true.
But anyway, let's just... Anthony. All right, guys, that's it. Plug yourself, Anthony. I almost forgot to let you plug yourself.
Plug myself. I would have intervened anyway. I always have to plug myself because you can find the Titantron Podcast on Instagram.
I kid.
I knew it. I knew one of those days that shit would happen. That was fucking great. You can find me at the Titantron Podcast on Instagram, _Titantron on Twitter. I'm coming back next week with podcast weekly episodes. Young Anthony, you ain't Deadpool. You only okay. Well, you need someone to talk about the fourth wall, but coming back with episodes starting next week. I have a new show actually that I'm bringing in. It's called I Was There. Bringing in different podcasters to talk about their experiences at historic wrestling events. And I have a lot of ideas and names coming to my mind that I want to bring in. This guy especially, I'll have him on an episode. You can buy some merch, new design on the merch store. It's the Titan collection, white shirt with a little design that I'm sure you're going to love. So go ahead and check that out at very cheap prices. I think the t-shirt's like $16, which is it's a pretty good price for a t-shirt, and it's a nice one also. So it would look great on Tom, and if it looks great on Tom, it'll look great on anyone. So go ahead and check that out. Don't worry about it. And then you can always find me with my boy Tom on the Smackdown review. When Smackdown goes off the air, we come on, and it's always a great time.
That's my Ross tag. Don't steal it.
You've used it for Smackdown as well. You use it for all your shows. Your Peace, Love, and Wrestling.
I don't. The Peace, Love, and Wrestling I use everywhere.
Yeah, it's a nice little tie-in.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you guys for joining us. You know where to find us. Next week, we'll be back again after Rampage. The following week, we'll return after SmackDown. We'll go back to our regular time slot, but we really wanted to see the first episode of Rampage.
Who knows if we're even going to be back next week, because we might be on the high of a cult of personality listening party. So, who even knows if we'll be on until 1 a.m, because I'm sure the guys over at the Rampage review will be on for a little bit, and I don't blame them. So I might even hop on for that one. Why not?
You never know. You never know who pops on. Yeah, so you make sure you're following us here. Guys, comment on the videos afterwards. Help us get the word out. Yes. That helps the algorithms. If you're following the podcast, please review it. If you can, go in. It really, really helps. And use your wife's account to review it, or your kid's account, or whoever's not looking to steal their phone and leave.
I have 4 personal accounts that I like all the videos with. So you got me there.
Are you subscribed to the Tavern podcast, and did you leave it a review on iTunes yet, or Apple Podcasts?
I normally don't go on Apple, but I will now to make. I might have, honestly. There was a while that I was just going into different podcasts and leaving good reviews, so I'll make sure to give another one.
Well, anyway, like you guys, all your support is awesome. We really do appreciate it. It really does mean a lot, as you know. 90%. It's at 90% right now.
90%. You know what's so weird? 90% for Punk, but 100% for Ruby Soho.
Tyson loves my cutting you off.
We gotta clip that. That was a great moment.
That was pretty hysterical. I gotta admit, I'm a funny guy. I crack myself up at least.
You always get one joke every now and then that just makes me chuckle. So you got me there.
You chuckled a lot tonight. That's all I'm gonna say.
I did.
Guys, it's been fun. It's been a blast. Have a great weekend. If any news breaks, we'll go live. Make sure you follow us. Like I said, subscribe here. Go to our website. You get all of our links to turnbuckletavern.com. Buy a t-shirt. We have a brand new OGFigKid t-shirt up on our Pro Wrestling Tee shop. ProWrestlingTees.com/tavern. If you buy it, I'll sign it for you. I know nobody wants me to sign it. I won't ruin your shirt.
I'll sign it. Don't worry. I'll give the signature.
It's a really cool shirt. Go check it out. Go check out all of our shirts. Support the Tavern. We really do appreciate you guys. That's it for now. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you again soon.